falling in love can be hard to get out of. Go ahead and take
Let's
your
go,
time.
let's
I
go,
know
let's
it's gonna
go.
be hard for me. Being in love with you is killing me. And when I see your face, you take my breath away. You tell me this ain't love. When my phone rings, I hope it's you. Gotta hear your voice. When I wanna smile, I just think of you. Gotta hear your voice. Sometimes I think I must be crazy, 'cause my heart won't let me change, so I guess I gotta wait. Baby, listen to your heart. If it says leaving, leaving, but falling in love can be hard to get out of. Go ahead and take your time. It's hard to leave 'cause you done put time in, but your feelings have changed since then. It's extra hard for me to control myself, 'cause I have to watch from the sideline. But don't be brash about it. Just make the best decision, 'cause I've been waiting for the day that I can make you mine, mine. Just take your time. Baby, listen to your heart. If it says leaving, falling in love, it can hard to get out. Sometimes go ahead and take your time. Baby, listen to your heart. Just listen to your heart, you know. Leaving, but falling in love can be hard to get out of. Go ahead and take your time. I'ma be right here waiting for you. Said I'ma be right here waiting for you. I'ma be right here waiting for you. Girl, I'ma be right here waiting for you. Said I'ma be right here waiting for you. Said I'ma be right here waiting for you. I'ma be right here waiting for you. Girl, I'ma be right here waiting for you. Baby, listen to your heart. If it says leaving, leaving, but falling in love can be hard to get out of. Go ahead and take your time. Baby, listen to your heart. If it says leaving, leaving, but falling in love can be hard to get out of. Go ahead and take your time.
Man, I was paging you, Sheena. I kept saying Dr. Sheena, paging Dr. Sheena. I heard you was on the phone or something. You was finishing up a business call. We about to get it started.
Greetings. Thank you all for tuning in to the BZNZ Internet Talk Radio Show. We're so excited and happy to have you here tonight to be with us in our broadcast live stream. Just a few housekeeping chores before we get started and your gracious host comes online. Tonight you are in one of the best places that you could ever be, and for that you should just go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. Real quick, we'd like to give you a disclaimer. The show is not responsible for anything that is said on the show. There's your disclaimer. During the show, if you are vibing with us, you feeling what we're saying, and you would love to just give us a love token, where you're going to see at the bottom of the screen is going to say Cash App Tyron Joe, $ Tyron Joe, TYRENJO. Anything that you can give would be greatly appreciated. A one, two, or a few. We greatly appreciate it. Also, if you would like to be a sponsor of the program, please go to our Instagram page at BZNZ Talk at BZNZ Talk, our Instagram page. Also, you can go to our Facebook page at BZNZ Talk, at BZNZ Talk, and we will be glad to work with you. And also a quick reminder throughout the show, I want to let you know that the likes are free, the dislikes are free, the love button is free, the share button is free, and the subscribe button is free. 5 things while you're viewing this broadcast, 5 things while you're learning and growing, 5 things that is for free, and we would love for you to partake in that during the program. Last but not least, once again, we want to thank you all for tuning in to our program, our broadcast, our live stream, because you are the ones that run the show. Thank you all. Peace. Be blessed.
We gon' talk about it, we gon' talk about it, we gon' talk about it. Situationships and relations. Tyron Joe the host, start the conversation. Too much we gotta learn, too much we gotta learn, too much we gotta learn, too much we gotta learn. BZNZ, Internet Talk Radio. We gon' talk about it, we gon' talk about it, we gon' talk about it. Situationships and relations. Tyron Joe the host, start the conversation. Too much we gotta learn, too much we gotta learn, too much we gotta
You are now tuned into BZNZ Internet Talk Radio, where the relationship talk is the conversation that never sleeps and the payoff is never cheap.
Yeah, you know what? Run that back real quick. Run that back.
We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. Situationships and relations. Tyron Joe the host, start the conversation. Too much we gotta learn. 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 Come on. BZNZ. Hey. BZNZ. Internet Talk Radio. We gon' talk about it. We gon' talk about it. We'll talk about it. Too much we gotta learn. Too much we gotta learn. Too much we gotta learn. Too much we gotta learn, y'all. Too much we gotta learn, y'all. Too much we gotta learn tonight. Ah, yeah. Well, you know what? I would like to be the first tonight to welcome you to the BZNZ Internet Talk Radio Show. Oh, yeah, to the BZNZ Internet Talk Radio. Well, I am indeed your gracious host, Tyron Joe. And we are grateful for all of the beautiful and pretty smiling faces. Smiling faces sometimes wanna be your friend. Oh yeah. BZNZ come on every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. Man, every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, BZNZ is brought to you by Real Men. Real men do what? Drink water because of what? Our ladies need us to be King Kong in the bag. Oh yeah, real men. We drinking water today, y'all. Fellas, if you don't drink your water, you ain't gonna be able to use your third leg. All of the men all over the building right now. Grab your water, grab your sippy cup, grab your mug, whatever you put your water in, grab it right now at this time. And we're going to take a pause for the calls. And we're going to have a sip.
that's cold right there. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee, that's cold. That is refreshing. Ooh-wee. Well, all right, at this time, we're going to have our testimonial.
When I look down, thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. When I look down, I can see the word.
One more time.
When I look down, thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. When I look down, I can see the word.
3 times for the Trinity.
When I look down, thanks be to God. Thanks be to God. When I look down, I can see the word.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat tonight. Do not want to belabor the hour. You are in for a treat tonight. Tonight, we are talking about women empowerment. Yes, indeed. Women empowerment. For years here in the great city of Indianapolis, Indiana, when I first came here, there was many. There would be a yearly event around the month of March called the Women Empowerment. And a lot of women would go and they would feel invigorated. And one year, a place where I worked, I drove a shuttle bus. They was hosting the event there, and I was able to be boots on the ground while driving these ladies to the event, and being able to ask them and talk to them about the women empowerment. And you know what, I hate to say it, but from what they said the women empowerment was, it made me think, okay, that don't sound like empowerment. Come on, that sound like feminism. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. I ain't gonna go too deep. We are, we are certainly thankful and grateful tonight. We're gonna go deep once our special guests get on tonight. We are certainly thankful and grateful for the opportunity to have this discussion, have this conversation. This is what we do. Start the conversation. We wanna have the conversation, and tonight we're better guests, she act as if, though, I'm gonna tell you, she act as if she don't really know me or remember me anymore. And I don't, I'm like, man, I'm like, Doc, come on, man. We used to host a whole internet show together. We used to do jokes. We used to make the people laugh. And I'm like, you don't even remember me no more. Man, well, hopefully tonight her memory will be refreshed as who I am, who I once was. I don't know. But anywho, to all my listeners, to all my friends, right now I'm just sending out the got to get my co-host in here, sending out the link. Forgot to send them the link. Y'all know how it is when you start having technical problems trying to start the show and everything want to glitch up all at once. Like, why couldn't you do that last night when I was working on this computer? Anywho, man, let's read. Let's read the bio. See, one more person is texting me. Hold on, they are texting me. I'm about to send you this link. Please believe I'm gonna get you this link so we can have that discussion. Have all my co-hosts on there. It is. I have all my co-hosts on deck. But we're gonna go ahead and read the bio tonight. Many of you may not be familiar. I don't even know if she's been on the show before. I thought she'd been on this show, but anywho, Shayna Goodine is you know what, if I'm not pronouncing your name right, please correct me, is a passionate empowerment advocate, inspirational author, poet, motivational speaker, and life coach who uses her personal journey from pain to purpose to ignite healing and growth in others. She is the founder of Shayna Unmasking Motivation and editor-in-chief of Unmasking Motivation magazine, platforms that uplift voices and stories of resilience, self-love, and transformation. With an honorary doctorate and the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award, Shayna is committed to helping women embrace their true selves, overcome adversity, and boldly walk in their divine purpose. So, ladies and gentlemen of BZNZ, let us give Dr. Shayna Goodine a warm welcome round of applause. Well, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
How are we tonight? We doing
I'm
all?
well. I can't complain. I'm here with the land of the living.
Oh, that's what's up right there. That's what's up right there. Land of the limit living. You well? Okay. Did I get everything right though? Let me know, Dr. Shayna.
It's pronounced Sheena. You know the A
Shayna,
is
yeah, I
pronounced as
know,
the
I
E,
know.
but it's all right. Everybody does it, so
It's
it
been
is
a
fine.
minute though. It's been a minute, since we did,
Absolutely.
we'd have been on the stage together. So let me get back into this. Let me get back used to it.
It's okay.
Okay, okay. And you know what? I was gonna ask you. I'm like, when did she put the doc on the name? I gotta ask her like what she got her doctorate in, and I surreal like, oh, it was an honorary. Okay,
Yeah, I got my honorary doctorate last year for all the fabulous work that I do for the last 6.5 years.
I see you been doing your thing for real. I'm
I
like, wow,
have.
she and Chiefs and wrote some books. She out there getting it in. So that's why I'm like, man, hey, I am ready to have this conversation because I really have questions. I really do. Like, okay, from your perspective, I gotta ask you, what is women empowerment?
Well, for me, because everybody has their own metaphor of it. But for me, it's about uplifting and empowering people to help them get to their next levels. When you see a queen and her crown is crooked, you don't talk about her, you help her fix it. When you see that she needs help to transform and transition to a better position, you see how you can pull her up. Empowering me is not just for women as well. I empower the kids, the men, whoever. Anybody that needs to be empowered, I'm here for it.
That was gonna be my next one. Like,
Yes.
do you
My
empower the
my
men?
yes, because my thing is I empower, my focus is women because I'm a woman. But my stuff is not just for women. It can always be detailed to anyone because I actually have 3 children's books. So I go to the schools. I have the conversations.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I really want to know because I'm serious. When I was driving that bus and I was listening to the lady talk about like, yeah, girl, how y'all, get to do it, get to doing that. Talking about, yes, I feel empowerment. I can't wait to go home. I'm gonna tell him he ain't shit. And I was like, whoa, hey, what's going on? Whoa. I'm like, they empowered you to do that? Hold on. I'm like, if it's that serious, maybe you might need to pack up and leave and get away from him if it's that serious. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's I'm like, really, what is empowerment? Because I would hear it on the radio all the time, like women's empowerment. This Friday of March, da 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 da. It was like every year March, and after a while, I stopped hearing it. I'm like, oh, they must have stopped doing that event, but that event ran for some years. When I first got here, and I guess they stopped doing the event because I don't know. I hear they would say that, and where they talk about, I hear women talking about some, yeah, men ain't this. I'm like, whoa. I know they ain't said that to y'all in that meeting. I know
No,
they ain't told
probably
y'all.
not.
I
That's
know
how
they ain't
they
told
took
y'all.
it and reframed their thoughts that way. But no, that's not the conversations that we had. Cause like prime example, I just did an award show. It was my
Okay.
very first woman empowerment award that I gave out. And the concept was to let women know I see you. Because as an independent person, like I'm an independent author, and it a lot of times it's a lot of work out here for authorship. If you're not prepared to do the work, you're gonna be in your feelings. Because it's not that you create a book and all right, it's gonna sell millions. You gotta do the work to make it sell. You gotta do the marketing. You gotta go vend. You gotta talk about it. You gotta hop on podcasts. You gotta do the work. With me, I created my own table. I didn't want to have to ask people to help me market. I created my table to market myself. That way people can come to my table and ask me.
What you mean by that?
Okay, so I have my own podcast,
Yeah,
which I empower people to come on, but I'm allowed to talk about me.
facts.
I
Okay.
have my own magazine, which hold on, ugh, created, which have other people on the cover, but also have my information in it.
You creating a table. Okay, you creating a
Exactly. I
table.
created the table. Like my award show. I created it. I had 37 people that accepted their awards. That's
Wow.
37 people talking about that award, which talks about my brand.
Mm, okay,
Create
I
the
see you.
table.
I see you, Shayna. I see you. You'll be empowering me right now, because I might
Create
have
the
to.
table.
I mean, I've been writing the past 2 months for this newspaper, but I'm like, man, should I make my own or whatever? Should I make my own newspaper so everybody know who it is and what it is?
Because now your brand is attached to it. So when they buy it, it's attached to it. Like
Mm,
with the people, like I had 37 women. One was from Switzerland, another one was from the Bahamas. I had
mm,
someone else from South Africa. That
mm.
made me global.
Wow. I like that. I like that. And yeah, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, when we get to the end or whenever, she can promote all that, because we want our guests, we want our our viewers and listeners to please patronize our guests. I'm like, she doing good things. I mean, I remember the conversations we used to have on another platform, and she was speaking some good stuff. She wasn't like some of them, and then again, and that's something we had to address too. Sometimes when people call themselves a podcaster, call themselves a motivational speaker, and you hear them speak, you like, whoa, you speaking from a hurt place, because it's kind of bashing. I've gotten accused today, but you know what? I'm thankful for the individuals that really know. Oh no, he's not doing no bad. He's speaking from the truth. That's what I do. I speak from the truth. And I'm like you. I want to uplift everybody. I worked 17 years with kids. So I've encouraged and motivated them, and I do the same with adults as well. We got Black Butterfly in the building. Yo, what up? Yo, what's up, Black Butterfly? Boy, you had me cracking up today on that court show that you said. You had me cracking up. So I'd like to ask you, Dr. Sheena. When you empower these women, what do? You encourage them from a holistic standpoint.
Well, it varies because everybody's different. I deal with domestic violence survivors. So when I go to empower them, I teach them how to heal and not to hurt, because hurt people hurt people. So if you don't take the steps through your healing journey, you will continue to then bleed on people. So when it comes to that, I teach them how to not continue to hurt other people and to learn to forgive, learn to find your faith, learn to find your peace, and learn to grow from the lesson. And also, we have, with them, I have to teach them that we have to take, acceptance for the part that we play. We can't always play just the victim, because in part of that, we played a part because we stayed or we accepted.
Oh,
So these are the conversations I have with them. If I'm going to empower somebody through their journey as far as they feeling stagnant, it's finding out what's making you stagnant. What makes you feel that you can't move to your next potential? Why are you afraid? Because fear plays a lot of parts on why we don't, step up to the next part of who we are or who we're called to be.
mm,
I work with people to find what their true potentials are. And what are your skills? I work with people that's, ready to write that book. And the only way to get it out, you got to just do it. You got to take the steps. But people have to learn how to take the leap and just do it. Do it in fear. Do it in the moment. Do it without feeling like, oh, well, if I don't have the support, why am I doing it? And I tell people, regardless on if it's one or if it's 1,000, you create the same energy.
let me ask. Okay, you talked about domestic violence, and here's a question that I've gotten. I've gotten this question many years about concerning domestic violence. They want to know, why do women stay or go back to the victimizer?
The crazy thing about it, sometimes they're afraid to leave. Sometimes they go back financially. Sometimes they are so broken, it feels normal.
Mm,
Sometimes it might be, you know, they've been verbalized so much they don't feel like they can do it on their own. So from the outside looking in, a lot of people won't ever understand what the person's reasons why they go back or why they stay. But when somebody have a normacy of dealing with abuse and it's normalcy from childhood to
Mhm.
now, it's like normal love to them because they don't know any better. They haven't seen any better. So to them, that's love to them.
Hmm. Let me ask. You said you talk to domestic violence women. Do you talk to domestic violence men?
Yeah, if they ready to talk about it, because not everybody ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
everybody's ready to be that vulnerable.
Right. And I had to say, especially men, because
Right.
oh my god, I don't know what movie that was with J Lo. I think it was a movie with J Lo when they was up there getting the men out their money. There, I think it was like a strip club J Lo worked
I
in.
don't know about that one.
I yeah, my butt, my one call he a movie buff. I asked when he get on, but yeah, the men that was calling in, it wasn't a domestic violence. It was like they was drugging them and they was just getting their money because they was having sex with the ladies.
Right.
The ladies
And
was getting them out their money, but they was calling the cops, reporting it, and the
mm-hmm.
cops what
Wasn't
got me,
believing them.
yeah, the cops was up there laughing at them
Mm-hmm.
until somebody called on the cops and then they had to take it serious. Then like, okay, we
Yeah.
gotta take this serious. But I talk about that because I do know of men that are in relationships with women that is really being abused. Where
Yeah.
women they are laying heavy hands on these men, and these men, if they wanted to, really could hurt the woman, but they
Right.
will not do it. But at the same token, they got to go to the hospital because they didn't suffer broken fractures, bleeding and swelling and things like that. And I think that is something that we really should address is that the big thing is that no, a man should not put his hand on a woman, but hey, we gotta also say, ladies, do not put your hands on a man because you out there killing
Absolutely.
men. And like the thing is some men they doing the same thing as the ladies. They go back to them. They are
Mm-hmm.
afraid to venture out and move on their own. Go ahead, go ahead.
It's normacy for them. It doesn't matter men or women. It becomes the same cycle. In their mind, it's normacy. They might have been beaten by their mom, so to them that's normal.
Mm,
So if they've been abused when they were younger and didn't get anything different, and people that how they say you continue the same cycle, you get the same thing. So if you don't change your cycle's not going to change. You're going to continue to meet and date and be in that same toxicity. Toxicity for some people is normal because they might have grew up around nothing but toxicness. So to them, that's a normalcy. In their head, they've lived it, so that's all they know.
that is deep that you say that because that's when it comes down to our platform as far as dating and relationships. That's what we get a lot of. We get a lot of people that believe that getting yelled at and getting cussed out is the way to go, and they really don't understand that hey, there's a better way that you can live in your relationship. There's a better
Yeah.
way that you can live a peaceful life with the woman that you desire or whatever, and we empower men around here, like as far as encouraging men, hey, you got to step up and you got to take authority. You got to let her know this is what it is. Like, hey, my name is Tyron Joe. I'm interested in getting to know you more. And then once you get to know him more, then you say, all right, now that we have started the date, let me tell you this. I do not like to argue. Okay. I don't like to argue. I don't like to fuss and fight. B, do not be afraid to tell that. Some men
Right.
they're afraid to tell a woman they don't like to argue and fuss and fight, and then have your ramifications with like, okay, and if we do argue and fight, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to let you go and move on to the next one. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Everybody has to learn how to communicate. And see, the problem is people don't know how to communicate when they're in, situations. Because a
Mm,
lot of people, when they start talking, they start, they mind start getting used to what they might have heard when they was younger. So if they heard their mama cussing somebody out, that's normal to them. Or if they hear their grandma talking crazy to the daughter or to the son, that's normal for them. So they think that's how you're supposed to communicate and argue. But if you don't break the generational curses, it ain't
Yes.
gonna change. If you don't learn how to have healthy relationships, it ain't gonna change. If you don't learn how to be healthy with yourself and set boundaries, it
Oh,
ain't gonna change.
wait.
Because it starts with what you allow, it starts with how you allow and who you allow to do it to. So it all starts with you. And if you don't get healthy with yourself, how you gonna be healthy with nobody else?
Mm. Yeah, it's a lot of pretenders out here, Dr. Sheena.
They go back to my book, The Mask Behind the Mask, the very first
Oh,
one.
oh, yes, yes. I mean, a lot of when you was just talking about that, I'm like, oh man, it is so many pretenders out there because a lot of people say they healed, they say this, and that, and then when you look at the history, you're like, man, like you was just engaged last year, and whatever happened with that? They don't want to talk about that. I'm telling you, I sit on Facebook and I watch how people get engaged, and then you're like, man, it's been a couple years. Are they still engaged? I'm like, no, they should have had the wedding. Like, oh, we called it off. Or
People are afraid of commitment.
ooh, 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 ooh,
And
ooh,
if they're
ooh,
not afraid of commitment, they're afraid of being by themselves.
I know exactly what you mean. I got a good buddy right now. I mean, I've been praying for her situation because she with a man that just a total piece of shit. I'm telling you, but I let it alone because she told me, hey, I just don't want to be alone. I threw up my
And
hands,
see,
let it alone.
that goes back to how was she raised? Do she feel good about herself?
Oh,
Do she love herself? Not that she's looking for in what it is she's looking for love in all the wrong places. And these are things I teach about having a healthy relationship with yourself. Like I teach this because you have to learn to love you before you can have anyone else love you. Yeah,
mm,
because the thing about it is a lot of us was hurt by our mothers, fathers when we started off. So now all that trauma is carrying on into the rest of your life if you never heal from it. If you never got therapy about it, if you never took the time to figure out why, if you never sat in your mess and took off the mask to get comfortable with who you are.
with this young lady, I really want to ask her because she had a sister pass away a few years ago, and I went to the funeral, and I saw her mother and her father, and she told me, she said, yeah, me and my sister, we grew up under my mother and father, and after that, recently, her father passed away, I believe, in 21. But I remember seeing both of them there at the funeral, and so I'm like, man, she grew up in the house with mom and dad, and her mom and dad, they was married till I believe her father passed away. So I'm like, man, you had a healthy relationship right in front of you, but that's also a thing too, Dr. Sheena, where you have individuals that grow up in houses with mom and dad healthy relationships, and when they get theirs, it still comes apart. So that's something that, man, it needs to really be looked at.
Because the thing about it is, what we don't know is what actually might have went on in
Mm,
that household. It might, because anything that looks pretty doesn't mean that it's always pretty.
mm,
Not saying that it might have not been a healthy relationship parent wise, but who's for us to say how healthy was it? Who's to
mm,
say what she might have endured and never talked about?
mm.
So those are a lot of questions that she has to, go inside. And this is where when I deal and coach one on one, I have to get people to take the mask off to where they got to answer these questions of being vulnerable and understanding from childhood what started this.
I'm gonna tell you another one though too is weight. We're gonna talk about weight. The young lady, she's a big girl, and I remember she was talking one time, and she was talking about some, well, I keep him around because he think, she said, I'm about to let him go because he think, I can't get another one, but I can easily lose weight. I was like, what? I was like, that's what's going on between you and him. And I was like, man, I've been told. I was like, you should have been let the dude go. I said,
Right.
you should have been let him go. I said, and you go ahead, get in that gym, do your thing. And I told her, I was like, once you get in that gym, I'm gonna tell you, your self confidence is gonna grow. I said, once you get in there, you get to, start seeing the pounds and stuff come up off for you. You begin to gain muscle. You're going to get a self-confidence that you never had. Okay, tired. I'm gonna do that. Never. It ain't happened to this day. So I threw up my hands, but every time I get a chance to speak with her, I ask her how things are going and everything. So yeah, but that weight though, that weight, that's why I say shout out to Lizzo. Lizzo, she got in that gym and went to work. Everybody was talking about how big she was, but Lizzo got in that gym and she did her thing. Do you speak on that about when you are empowering them?
Absolutely, because
Take that first step.
sometimes the weight that you carry is not actually physical weight.
Oh,
So sometimes the weight that they're carrying is the weight of things that they've been dealing with. And
oh,
sometimes people use food as a
come on.
addiction.
Yes.
So when you're putting these pounds on, is that you're eating your hurt, you're eating your
Oh,
fear, you're eating your trauma. So
yes. Yeah. Okay. Now this the that Now this is the Shayna, the Shayna that I remember right here. She dropping bombs because that is nothing but facts. Sometimes you can get caught up in a frenzy where you don't even know that you are eating your life away, and you 1 minute you got the Pepsi shape, to the next minute you are a what is it, a 3 liter? Come
yeah,
on. And
yeah,
thing is, and then and here's another thing, along with a man not supposed to put his hands on a woman, they also said man ain't supposed to talk about a woman's weight. But hey, if nobody else gonna say something, who will?
right.
Like the young lady, the rapper, Dank DeMoss. Dank DeMoss, like, come on, Dank. She was up there rapping, she was on stage rapping, and she tried to squat, and when she squatted and tried to get up, she fell.
Mm.
Like, dang, that's a problem. You shouldn't be falling like that and then couldn't get up. Somebody had to help you get back up. That's a problem. That's something that needs to be addressed.
Yeah,
Talking about it ain't like I can't slide in the back seat and all this. I can get in there. People need to be more. They need to be more sympathetic to the weight and everything. She went on the Breakfast Club. They didn't have a chair big enough. She talking about y'all got something big enough, and they went and got her half of a church pew, and she like, yeah, accommodation. No, you got to do some things yourself. What
right.
can you do to help yourself? Well,
Yeah.
somebody said it. God helps those who help
Who help
themselves.
themselves? And you got to become self-aware. You got to become self-aware of what you're doing to yourself.
Ooh,
Self-awareness is a big thing. And a
mm,
lot of people, they you know how they say, they claim they're so woke, and like you said, I'm so healed. But at the same time, what damage are you doing to yourself? You
mm.
know, everybody talks about the addiction of, the crack, the drinks, the alcohol, but food is an addiction
Come
to
on.
some people. And being that it's not like, people, is not like a crime to go buy a bunch of food. Nobody sees it as, but it can be an addiction for some people because they feed their pain with food.
You
You
know
know,
what they get ready to do with the SNAP benefits? Have you seen what
mm-mm.
they proposing in Congress? They are proposing that if you get food stamps, that it be a ban that you cannot buy candy and junk food with them food stamps. I was like, okay,
Makes sense.
because that stuff is killing people. Now
It
I know
is.
you heard me. I know you heard me say earlier in the segment, real men drink water. I know a lot of people laugh at that, but thing is, there's a serious message to that.
Yeah.
ED is a real thing that men catches, and
Mm-hmm.
that my point of talking about real men drink water is to shut down the, you know what I'm saying, to shorten it up on the ED. it's a lot of people, people don't know. I be reading a lot of stuff that go on Facebook. I be seeing some of the conversations, and some men that start out in marriage, or start out in a relationship that's healthy, athletic, but years after they've been in that relationship, they done gained 15, 20 pounds, they done slowed down on going to the gym, and now they starting to have issues with their significant other, and and the ladies go straight to Facebook. They put it out there. They just write it out
Right.
there. Well, he can't get it up. Okay, we lucky if he can stay hard for 20 minutes. I said, ooh, and they put it out there, and I'm saying that thing is, we gotta get back to the gym, gotta get back to
Right.
pushing that
We
plate.
got to make sure that we are healthy with mind, body, and soul.
Yes.
You have to have all of them. And if
Ooh,
you're not feeding your mind, your body, and your soul with healthiness, you're not going to be healthy. And that goes back to, what are you ingesting? What are you holding on to? What are you getting comfortable with in your life?
mm, mm. Ooh wee. What are you getting comfortable with in your life? Well, let me ask you, Dr. Shane, what do you think about? I really gotta ask you. With the man, well, wait, I want to ask you about the Dank DeMoss thing. What do you really think about it? Are you familiar with what happened with her? I think this was back in January. She called a Lyft to give her a ride to a party, and as soon as the guy seen her, he told her that he could not give her a ride because of the weight limit on his car, and she went live while she was talking to him, and told him that she was gonna sue Lyft, and yeah, it got a little big. It's shut down now. Lyft ended up firing him, and she got lawyers. The lawyers tried to come to her aid and say, yeah, he wasn't supposed to say that to her. He wasn't supposed to do that. We're gonna sue the company. The judge shut it down. She lost that case. Like, now you got some inner work that you need to do, or whatever. I was just going, yeah, get your opinion on what you thought about all that.
I mean, I can't really talk on too much that I'm really
Yeah,
not. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
and I
yeah.
mean, to be honest, if it's not me focusing on, I
Well, that bring me to another one. Yeah, another one. You talk about, you don't talk about dating and relationships no more. What? Me and you used to talk about this all the time.
I know, but my focus now is mainly planting the seeds and helping people guide themselves to a different version of purpose.
Well, maybe I might need to start moving that way, plant some seeds to guide them to a different focus of purpose.
You can
I
write a book,
write a book.
create
I'm
it, or do your newsletter. It's all about design of where you want to take your conversations, and with the steps I took to where I started to now, it designed me into a different focus. So I have to go with where my purpose leads me.
Oh, I totally agree with that. Absolutely, yeah. Gotta go where that where it's drawing you to. Like, be honest with you, I never thought that I would work with kids. Never thought that.
Right.
I started at the age. How old was I? Like 22. At the age 22, I started working with them, and I slowed it down. And wow, that's crazy. I started at the age 22, and I stopped in the year 22.
You better go play them numbers. 22 might be your number. You better go play them. Telling you. Sometimes when you see a number, it might be a sign. Like with me, writing, if I heard so when I first went through this journey,
Mhm.
I was first asked, when you writing your book? I was like, what are you talking about? I'm not writing a book. So then I heard it again. By the time the third time I heard it, I hear things in threes, just like death come in threes for me. I
Mm.
find three as a sign for me. So I wrote the book, and then my life took a whirlwind, and my destination was on a different path.
Ah, see.
You
Okay.
know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I listen, I pay attention, because sometimes things are a message, and it's the universe and signs of telling you where you should go and how you should direct yourself.
Yeah, I don't know what I could do with 22. I ain't never really gambled or nothing. Like, people done bought me scratch offs. I
Yeah,
bought a few scratch offs myself. I play them and toss them in. I only get $1 or two back.
a- absolutely.
But you know what? I'm gonna think about that though, because I just thought like, yeah, I was 22 years old, and then yep, 20.
If that number come up again, that means it's a sign for something.
Yeah, it's something about to go down. Absolutely. And the thing is, I'm gonna say this though. I don't really think I'm done with working with kids because
You might not be.
I've been thinking the past couple weeks about going back into the schools because I drove school bus for 7 years. I don't necessarily want to go back to that, but I'm like, I wouldn't mind actually sitting having in the classroom having conversations with the kids because these kids really need it. Like my last job I had, well, I mean, I'm currently working a job, but I had two jobs. I let one of them go back in February, and it was working. It was a trucking company. I was a entry level mechanic working on trucks. And crazy part, I noticed while I was there was a young man. He was probably what 20 or 21, and I noticed he always coming to me asking me about this, asking me about that, and I kind of like what you talking about. That's a sign. I'm like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Talk to the young man, and
Yeah.
sure enough, the young man, he every time he come to work, he asks me this, how you do this, how you do that, and a lot of time the questions wouldn't even be about what we working on. He asked me
Right.
relationship questions, and I ain't even told him nothing about I got a podcast, nothing.
Right.
But he'd be like, "Well, my baby mom, see this, my baby
Mm-hmm.
mom's tripping on that."
Right.
I told my baby moms I sleep in the car before I do this, this, and that. I was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And we'd sit and we'd chop it up, and he's like, "Man, I did exactly what you said, and she did this, and we much better." I'm like, "Okay, all right, well, glad to hear that, young man. Glad to hear that." And so, just recently, I'm just like, man, maybe it might be time for me to get back into the schools because let me ask you this: have you heard about the situation with the young man? What's his name? Carmelo Anthony. Well, there's this situation that said, young man, and they trying to make it a race situation. Um, he was I guess he a track star, and two brothers tried to rough him up, and he pulled out a knife and stabbed
Yeah.
one.
No.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and I was like, man, I looked at that. I said, it might be time for me to get back into schools, start talking to them.
Absolutely. So this is one reason why I created these. So
I,
one is called The Power in Me.
okay.
The other one is called Owen and the Bullies, which I
Oh,
go to the schools and I read these to the kids. And then we have conversation about the power that's within them. And we also have the conversation about bullying.
so they let you sit and read to the kids.
Oh yeah. I've been to about, let me see. In the last 6
You
years,
just gave me an idea.
I've been to several, and this is kind of, hold on, this is how the idea came about.
Okay.
During COVID, in my head, I'm like, I want to reach the kids. My thought, okay, make a product. I made the product. So now I have kids that go to schools. I talk to their teacher, hey, can I come read to your class? I'm an author. I got children's books.
So
That's how you get in.
you just walk up in the schools and then just go to the classes and say, "Hey, can I come read to your
No,
kids?"
no. I went, like, say if I go to parents teacher conference, or I'm going to talk
Okay.
to my kids, their teachers about the kids or
Oh,
on
okay,
education,
okay.
I'll then lead into the conversation. Oh, well, I'm an author. Can I come read my books to the kids? Or like what I did with my old elementary school. I knew a lady that worked at the school that worked in the office. So I had her talk to the principal, and I was allowed to virtually read to my old elementary school. I had 300 kids on, and I read them virtually my book from my
Mm,
old elementary school. I did Black History Month for the last 2 years. They call us the compute the what it was. I think they called us the Cross Heroes. They gave us a name or whatever. But I just kind of go back, and what I do is I'll call schools. Hi, I'm so and so, and I'm author. How can I work with your kids at your school? Or how can I come and read to the kids? Or how can I read my book? And that's what I do. And I've been doing it for the last 6 years.
That's a
All you
great.
can tell me is no, but
That's a great.
somebody's gonna say yes.
Yeah, that's a great plug right there. Just being able to go in there and talk to them, reach their mind, and hey, let me give these
Yep.
cards, to be able to buy this book. Here's where you can come and purchase this book. Oh man,
I've
yeah,
done career day at the schools. At about 4 different elementary schools, I've done career day. So I go in there, I talk about my career, I talk about my book, I read my book, and then I get all these questions and I plant the seed.
how many books you got out now?
Altogether 8. And I'm
Okay.
working on 3 right now.
Oh, wee.
I'm working on 3 and I'm coaching about 4 other people to do their own.
Okay. Well. Go ahead at this time, and then we not gonna hold you long. Look like it's just me and you. I don't know where everybody done went. Did they go to sleep? Wake up, y'all. Where y'all at? Wake up. Come get this empowerment. Where y'all at? But go ahead and let us know what you got going on.
Well, I just did the award show. Actually, June 14th, I will be having a Rise and Thrive Women's Retreat. We will be there to heal, grow, and help people set their intentions to continue to be great and continue to see their vision and continue to empower. I have my second version of this book, which was called Turn My Pain into Purpose. This is volume 1. Volume 2 will be out next month. I'm also working on another children's book, and I'm also working on 2 of my other books. I have one book that I'm working on that will be focusing on my domestic violence story. It's time to talk about that. And then also my other book will be focusing on my chronic, people with chronic illness, because I advocate for that as well.
Okay. That's real good. Yes, real good. And you got and you said you got 8 books,
Yeah.
children's
Like,
books.
I have 3 children's books. I have 3 visionary projects, and then all the rest are mine. Like, and then I got my mass projects. And then if you want to include all the chapters that I have in everybody else's book, I'm at about 40 books.
Whoa. Ooh, wait. Ooh, wait. Yeah, I guess having this conversation with you is just a sign for me to go on and write a book now. I just, I've been writing this newspaper. Good buddy of mine, he lets me use his studio when I need to have bring people in and have a conversation. And true, I asked, I was like, well, hey, well, what can I do to start writing? Because he just happened to tell me. It was funny one day. I was looking in the newspaper. I was like, man, I know this guy right here. I'm like, he's a motivational speaker. He's like, yeah. He's like, he's like, give him a shout out. He's like, yeah, he every month he just sends in his article and we post it for him and he get exposure. And I was like, that's all he got to do. He was like, yeah. I was like, well, why didn't you tell me? I'm like, I could have been writing right there. He said, well, all right, you got to
Right.
Thursday. It was on the Tuesday. He said, you got to Thursday. So I got to writing. There it was. There it was. I was in there. I was like, man, that's all I had to do. And I've been knowing him for some years too. And I'm like, man, this is what I
So
do.
think of all those articles you wrote that you can put together and put in a book.
Oh, like an anthology or something?
No, like your collections of what are you writing? Like everything that you're writing about, you can expand it, or you can just use each piece and
Mm.
use it as a book.
Mm.
Because every article you did, you wrote it about something in general, right?
Yeah. Mm.
So you don't have to make the whole, you can take some of them and make them chapters. You can
I only wrote 2 articles so far, but
well you can
I done wrote other stuff that's just
right.
floating around. I don't know where I put it at, but I
So
can make
once you find them and compile them, you can make a book. It's all about taking the steps to create it. The
you know,
vision is here.
you done gave me some ideas, Hey, I thank you, appreciate you for that. Sheena, I ain't gonna hold you long at all. If there's anything else you like to say, go ahead and do so at this time.
Just everybody continue to be great. Know that you're enough. Know that you matter, and stay empowered. Men, women, child. Listen, everybody got a voice. Just use it.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Thank you, Dr. Sheena. We appreciate you for coming on. Appreciate you for coming on. We're gonna take a commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a commercial break and we'll be right back. But before we do, man, give a round of applause for Dr. Sheena Gordine. Well, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a commercial break and we'll be back after these messages.
Till I'm drenched clear through me. I don't care at all. You hear, let it fall. If a cloud burst should fall while the world plays run fool those raindrops play a melody while love provides the harmony. Let it rain, let it rain, let it
Let it rain, let it rain. Let it rain, let it rain. Ooh-wee, let it rain, man. Welcome back to BZNZ Internet Talk Radio Show, where I am indeed your gracious host, Tyrant Joe. Man, what a great time to be, alive, as they say. Great time to, be able to give. Great time to be a light. A great time to speak truth. It is indeed a great time, man. And man, we got let me see what we got going on tonight, man. I don't know where what they say or whatever. Hey, do y'all thing, crew. I know sometimes you gotta take a little break. Come on now. Do y'all thing. And what we gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and push it till about, let me see what this say. We're gonna push it till about the top of the hour, and we're gonna get up out of here tonight, man. Shout out to Dr. Sheena Gordane, man. I mean, hey, she did her thing, y'all. She did not only do she empower women, she empower men. And you know what? Be honest with you, we need people like that in the world. That hey, we for everybody. We're not trying to separate or to have one over the other. We want, it's enough food. It's enough. Yeah. Come on. It's enough food out there for everybody to eat. And this is the type of message and the type of energy that we are out here putting out tonight, is that, hey, it is enough for everybody to eat. We got to be able to express that and voice that opinion to the world, to let them know that, hey, do not be afraid to say what it is. Do not be afraid. And listen, when I say do not be afraid to say what it is, what I'm saying is that sometimes people know the truth and they just won't, they feel intimidated. Come on. They have allowed intimidation to sit in. We can't do that. Let me see. Can I need to download this? Hold on. All right. Well, we're gonna get it in, y'all. We about to get it in, y'all. Y'all know this. Yeah, this is Passover week. This is Passover week, and this is really Passover is the first night, but it's the feast of the unleavened bread. Yeah, that's what this is. This is Feast of the Unleavened Bread, where Passover is the first night. And on the first night, they are, commemorating, and they are celebrating the, being free from Egyptian slavery. How God brought them out of bondage into the marvelous light. Come on. There's a song by Mahalia Jackson that she sings, How I Got Over. My soul looks back and wonder how I got over. Come on. And that's what this week is. A lot of churches, they're celebrating Easter. Like they call it Holy Week. A lot of the churches call it Holy Week, but other different religions call it Feast of the Unleavened Bread, meaning that they eat bread that has no leaven in it. Come on now, it has no leaven. It's not going to blow them up. It's flat. It's like a flatbread. It's like a cracker. They equate leaven to be sin. That's what they equate it to be. So therefore, we don't want that. We want this during this time of proverbial Holy Week, or this time of the Feast of the Unleavened Bread. This is what we're going to partake of, and we are going to commemorate, and we're going to speak on. We're going to talk about the old time ways, things that happened, how God, did what he did to get us over here in freedom, and we're going to be thankful for God bringing us out of bondage and putting us into freedom, so it becomes a whole festive, momentous occasion. So man, shout out to the Feast of the Unleavened Bread. Man, well, I think my video is ready, and we're going to hold on. What we got going on? What is that? Somebody clowning on me. Okay. Oh yeah, I know who did that. Man, put that back up again. The Male Podcast, they made a whole costume just for me. Yep, they sure did. Muzz clowning. All right, let me see what we got over here. That's the slides and PDF. Okay. All right, okay. Let's get up off of that. Let's do the video. We got a video we want to show on tonight.
Today I made a very bold statement. I said that Ruth proposed to Boaz. And I got a few comments, and this was one of them, basically saying that that idea is not biblical. So I wanted to share with you where I got it from. In Ruth 3:9, we see where Ruth goes in to the threshing floor where Boaz is there, and she lays down next to him. And what Ruth asks Boaz is, she says, "Cover me with the corner of your cloak." Now, here's why that is very important. In ancient Eastern culture, to cover a woman with the corner of your cloak basically is symbolic for protection, provision, and marriage. So when Ruth asked Boaz to cover her with the corner of his cloak, basically she's saying, protect me, provide for me, marry me, be my kinsman redeemer. And I always keep my Bible close. And here's what he said to her. Basically, he says, I will do for you whatever you ask. But then he goes on to say, now it's true I am a close relative, but there is one closer than I. He says, stay here for the night. And in the morning, we're going to go to that other relative and we'll ask him if he is willing to marry you and be your kinsman redeemer. And if he is not, then I will do what it is that you have asked of me, and I will marry you, and I will be your kinsman redeemer. Now, I said all that to say this. Now in our culture, it is not what we do. Women don't propose to men. It's unacceptable. I mean, some do, but it's not looked on, as the thing to do. And while even in scripture, it was cultural that fathers would arrange the marriages for their daughters, Ruth didn't have that. She had no father. She had no one. So if Ruth wanted something, either she was going to have to wait for Boaz to approach her, or she was going to have to shoot her shot. And that's exactly what she did. What we have to be very, very careful of, especially those of us that want to teach scripture on any level, we have to be very careful of attempting to make what is culturally appropriate or culturally inappropriate for us God's idea, in the sense of, if we're against it, then God's against it. We got to be very careful, because in this instance, we try to teach as if a woman proposing to a man or positioning herself for a man is almost sin, that God has a problem with it. But in actuality, God doesn't have a problem with it. Culture does, but God doesn't. So I hope that answered any questions and explained why I said it originally in the first place.
Oh, way. Oh, 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 oh. Man. Ah. Now I gotta share my screen. I gotta share my screen. She was speaking about the cloak. She was speaking about the cloak, man. Shout out to that young lady. Shout out to that young lady. She executed that scripture well, and I really love it. I love it when I hear a woman execute scripture well. Let's read about the cloak. It says a cloak can function as a covering in multiple ways. As a literal covering against the elements like rain or cold, as a metaphorical covering to hide or conceal something, or as a covering of authority or status. Now let's go to Ruth 3 and 9. Man, matter of fact, we want to read a little bit more. We're gonna go. Man, we're gonna just get to reading. Y'all know how I do. We just get to reading until we get happy around here. Uh let's go to 7. We're gonna go to Ruth 7. That's what we are going to do. We are going to go to Ruth 7. We're gonna read. We're gonna have ourselves a good time tonight, y'all. Man, let's see. Ruth 3 and 7. It says, and after Boaz had eaten and drunk, and his heart was cheerful, he went to lie down at the end of the heap of grain. As she came softly, uncovered his feet, and lay down. Now it happened at midnight that the man was startled and turned himself, and there a woman was lying at his feet, and he said, who are you? So she answered, I am Ruth, your maidservant. Take your maidservant under your wing, for you are a close relative. Then he said, blessed are you of the Lord, my daughter, for you have shown me kindness at the end than at the beginning, in that you did not go after young men, whether poor or rich. And now, my daughter, do not fear. I will do for you all that you request, for all the people of my town know that you are a virtuous woman. Now it is true that I am a close relative. However, there is a relative closer than I. Stay this night, and in the morning it shall be that if he will perform the duty of a close relative for you, good, let him do it. But if he does not want to perform the duty for you, then I will perform the duty for you as the Lord lives. Lie down until morning. Let's read some more. So she lay at his feet until morning. As she arose before one could recognize another, then he said, do not let it be known that the woman came to the threshing floor. Also, he said, bring the shawl that is on you and hold it. And when she held it, he measured 6 ephahs of barley and laid it on her. Then she went into the city. When she came to her mother-in-law, she said, is that you, my daughter? Then she told her all that the man had done for her. And she said, these 6 ephahs of barley, I'm sorry, he gave me, for he said to me, do not go empty-handed to your mother-in-law. Mm. You know, as the young lady was speaking about ritualism, and the young lady, she was speaking about how in this culture, married Western culture, we do not do things this way. We do not do things a certain way.
But the question is, which way would you rather do things? Would you rather do things your way or God's way? That is the question for tonight is, would you rather do things your way, or would you rather do things God's way? Many women, they say that they are believers in Christ. Many women, they say that they go to church, they worship God, they love the Lord, but their actions are not representatives of that. And as a man that's on the mic, as a man that's stumping for truth, the man that's stumping for justice, we have to call these things out front. Come on. We cannot let you get away with these things. Come on. This lady Ruth, she really did propose to Boaz. Come on. That was a video I was watching last night where a young lady, she said that, come on. Maybe if I could find that video, I'll go ahead and share it. But it was a young lady on the video last night. She was talking about how that naturally that wasn't the case. Come on. The young lady, she said the exchange between Boaz and Ruth, she said naturally that wasn't the case. Come on. But when we think about the spiritual application, come on, she said as far as Boaz being the kinsman redeemer, come on, as far as Boaz being the one that's getting ready to save the people from save the people from what was the famine that was going on. Come on. She said that Jesus represented the kinsman redeemer. Come on. And he came to save the people from their sin. Come on. And she said, with that being said, is that was the message that was in that book. Come on. Meaning that what really took place as far as romance, come on, is just a imagination. Come on. She had that song, Just My Imagination, playing in the back of her mind. Come on. But at the end of the day, I had to disagree with you, young sister. Come on. It was not just a spiritual application. Come on. But it was actually a natural application. Come on. American culture is not the only culture that's out here in the world. Come on. There are many different cultures out here, and many different nationalities that celebrate and they do things a certain way. Come on. To be real and to be honest, a lot of them they do things really according to the way God has chosen. Come on. A lot of them they do things according to the way God has planned for them to be done. Come on. We the ones that's behind the 8 ball. We the ones that's really trying to figure this thing out. Come on. Ruth made a proposal to Boaz. Come on. Ruth, she desired to have a covering. Come on. Okay. And look, and speaking of a cloak, that's what a cloak is. A cloak is a covering. Come on. Let's go back and put, we're gonna go back and put that back up on the screen, because this is what it is. It is a covering. I've been doing this. Next month, May will be 9 years that I've been doing this. And guess what? We ain't slowing down, we ain't stopping. Let's go back and read. We're gonna read what a cloak is. It says a cloak can function as a covering in multiple ways. Symbolism. She told him to go ahead and put that covering on her. Because now, okay, this covering is covering him and it's covering her. That means now we belong together. Come on now, y'all. Come on, ladies. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is when you get a man that's gonna give you some good wood. Come on. When you get a man that gave you some good wood, come on, that was like none other. Come on. I'm talking to the scallywags right now. Come on. When you have been with a man that is giving you some good wood, come on, give you some good pipe, come on, give you some good slung, come on, and you said, you know what? I ain't had no slong.
Come on.
I ain't had no pipe that good like that.
Come on.
We go together now.
Come on.
Ain't that what y'all do? Y'all hurry up and go to Facebook and say, you know what? This man, he been knocking it out the ballpark.
Come on.
For the past couple days.
Come on.
We go together now.
Come on.
Well, that's what that cloak symbolizes. When that man put that cloak around you, it's over. It's over. We are together now. That's what it is, man. And shout out to the young lady. I might play that video again. I'm about to go find that other video where the young lady was talking about the spiritual application. But let's put this young lady back up on here because she was brave. She
Very bold statement. I
did a
said
great
that Ruth proposed to Boaz. And I got a few comments, and this was one of them, basically saying that that idea is not biblical. So I wanted to share with you where I got it from. In Ruth 3:9, we see where Ruth goes in to the threshing floor where Boaz is there, and she lays down next to him. And what Ruth asked Boaz is, she says, cover me with the corner of your cloak.
Come on.
Now, here's why that is very important. In ancient Eastern culture, to cover a woman with the corner of your cloak basically is symbolic for protection, provision, and marriage. So when Ruth asked Boaz to cover her with the corner of his cloak, basically she's saying, protect me, provide for me, marry me, be my kinsman redeemer. And I always keep my Bible close. And here's what he said to her. Basically, he says, I will do for you whatever you ask. But then he goes on to say, now it's true I am a close relative, but there is one closer than I. He says, stay here for the night. And in the morning, we're going to go to that other relative and we'll ask him if he is willing to marry you and be your kinsman redeemer. And if he is not, then I will do what it is that you have asked of me, and I will marry you and I will be your kinsman redeemer. All that to say this. Now in our culture, it is not what we do. Women don't propose to men. It's unacceptable. I mean, some do, but it's not looked on, as the thing to do. And while even in scripture, it was cultural that fathers would arrange the marriages for their daughters, Ruth didn't have that. She had no father. She had no one. So if Ruth wanted something, either she was going to have to wait for Boaz to approach her, or she was going to have to shoot her shot. And that's exactly what she did. What we have to be very, very careful of, especially those of us that want to teach scripture on any level, we have to be very careful of attempting to make what is culturally appropriate or culturally inappropriate for us God's idea, in the sense of, if we're against it, then God's against it. We got to be very careful, because in this instance, we try to teach as if a woman proposing to a man or positioning herself for a man is almost sin, that God has a problem with it. But in actuality, God doesn't have a problem with it. Culture does, but God doesn't. So I hope that answered any questions and explained why I said it originally in the first place.
See, did you hear that? She said, you got to be careful because, God don't have a problem with it. The culture does. And that's why I asked the question again. That's why I started off with the question. Okay, are you willing to do it God's way or your way? Come on now. Many of you have done things, according to God, according to your way, and guess what? Where has it ended you up? Failed. Come on now. How many? My boy King Dwayne, he made a series about how many times at bat do you get? How many times you gonna go up to bat something and you keep failing and you keep failing and you keep failing till that light bulb go off in your head and say, you know what, I'm doing it wrong.
Come on.
Yeah, you know what, I am just messing up. I am going against the grain, and I should not be going against the grain.
Come on.
I gotta really, what we ladies, you gotta really put down your pride and say, take me.
Come on.
Not take me as I am.
Come on.
I mean, I mean, if we gonna take you, we are gonna take you as you are. But hey, once you become ours, you got to be ready to change. Because that's what's going to happen. Once you become ours, now we are going to be working on change. That's right. You got to fit the mold. Come on, now, if you're gonna be a part of a Joe family, it's certain things that the Joe family don't do. It's certain things that the Joe family don't say. It's certain things that the Joe family don't eat. It's certain things that the Joe family don't listen to. It's certain things that the Joe family don't participate in. Are you ready to be a part of the Joe family? If you still want to be part of Scallywag Ways, well, you just stay over there on that side. But all of the women that want to be a part of something that is life-changing, all of the women that want to be a part of something that's powerful, all of the women that want to be a part of something that is of God, you just go ahead and sign up and be a part of the Joe family. It's women out there. It's women out there in the book of Isaiah 4:1. They said, let us have your last name. That's how real it was. They said, let us have your last name. We got our own money. We got our own bread. But we want your last name just to take away our reproach. We know that we have been scallywag women, but we are at the point of no return, and we know that it is over with for us. The wall has closed in. That's right, the wall, you know what? The wall was near, but now I don't see nothing but concrete. Get us away from the wall. Don't let the wall fall to the windows, to the wall. All you females. Ow! Crawl. Crawl. What's this going to be? What is it going to be? We're done. What is it going to be? Man, what a night. What a night. What a night. We had a special guest with us in the building, Dr. Sheena Gerdine, man, dropping fire, dropping truth, man. We're so privileged to have her with us tonight, man. We were so privileged. Man, come back with us. Come back, be with us next week. Come back, be with us next week, next Thursday. Be with us next Thursday. Let me see. What's that scripture? Hold on. Let me see if I found that video. They want me to show this video. Hold on. Oh yeah. We had a good time. We had a good time tonight. We had a real good time tonight, man. Hold on. Let me see something real quick. Let me see. Where's that video at? Okay, let's go over here and find it real quick. Okay. Hold on. We gonna play this real quick. Hold on, let's see what we got. Okay. We're gonna play the whole we ain't gonna play the whole thing. We're gonna play just a little bit. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and get it cracking. I got it now, y'all. I got it now. Let's go ahead and get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Hold on 1 second. Let's get it cracking. We're gonna close out in a minute. Don't worry. We're gonna close out in a minute. Let's get it cracking.
That tells the romantic story of Ruth and Boaz. Here's why I'm annoyed. Number one, I'm annoyed because if I could rewrite my book, I would completely take out the story in my book where I talked about Ruth and Boaz being this romantic love story. Because I was deceived. As a recent single, when I came to the faith.
See that you already operating under Satan. She said she'd take that story out. She could rewrite it. Why would you? That's why you don't have the opportunity to rewrite the Bible, because that's the if you was able to rewrite the Bible, everything would probably go your way, okay, and men would be probably beneath you, okay. So that's why you don't get that opportunity. But continue.
Around the same time, all the messaging was around Ruth and Boaz, Ruth and Boaz. No matter where you went, they were always talking about this romantic love story of Ruth and Boaz and telling it in the way that real. We single women,
because it's a real story. Nah, you feel right now you are acting lethargic right now. Okay, you are romantically lethargic because you feel that things didn't go your way, and this story didn't help. Well, if you would pay attention to the story, then maybe things could have went your way. But you are romantically lethargic right now. But continue.
Women were the roots. And Boaz was this man that was going to just come and take care of our needs and our husbands and sweep us off our feet and all these various things.
That's actually what we do. That's actually what men do. We come and we take care of women. And, depends on your weight. Depending on your weight, we'll sweep you up off your feet. Continue.
Based on this biblical account. I was deceived because that story is not a romantic love story at all. Ruth was a widow. Back in Old Testament times, if you were a widow, you were a part of a very marginalized.
See, thing is, you don't know what romantic is. Come on, let's go. Let's bag that back real quick. She said there wasn't no romantic story. Let's bag her back a little bit. All right, bring her back up.
Off our feet and all these various things based on this biblical account. I was deceived because that story is not a romantic love story at all. Ruth was a widow. Back in Old Testament times, if you were a widow, you were a part of a very marginalized group of people, which is why scripture tells us to look out for the widows and the orphans. Because once your husband died, that was it. You didn't really have nothing because everything you had was through your husband. So in the story, Naomi had 2 sons. One of her sons was Ruth's husband. They both died. Both her sons died. Now she didn't have any sons. And now Ruth was a widow. I'm going to cut out a big part of this story that doesn't really need to be shared for the context of this. So Ruth decides to follow Naomi wherever she goes because she said, wherever you go, I'll go with you. So they end up in Bethlehem. And the story goes that Naomi told Ruth to go lay at the feet of Boaz. Boaz was the one who was in charge of the land. He was a man who had money. And he was a man that could take Ruth as his wife so that she could be restored, right? But it was not about romance. It was not about love. Because in the Old Testament time, there was a term called kinsman redeemer. And that was the one.
Boaz, as we just found out, Boaz wasn't just the only one that could sweep Ruth off her feet. Boaz wasn't just the only one. That was a relative that was closer than him. So that lets me know that you don't know your scripture. Let's keep going.
And who was responsible for acting on the behalf of his relative to deliver or to rescue. So he was the one that was going to rescue Ruth from this marginalized state, so to say. So he sees Ruth working in the field His eyes catch her. She's working. She goes to lay at his feet. He decides to then willingly take Ruth as his wife so that she can be restored. Boaz was a relative of Ruth's deceased husband. That's the reason why he had the opportunity or the privilege to take her as his wife. So what is the big picture? All of scripture points to Jesus. Everything is not for us, literally. In this story, Boaz is the kinsman redeemer. He came to redeem Ruth and pay a debt. Who is our kinsman redeemer that came to redeem us and pay a debt? Is Jesus. Boaz is a type of Christ. Boaz is an illustration of who Christ is to us. That while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us to redeem us and to pay our debt. And that's a true story.
So I've said this a lot in our meetings. I love our favorite topic that we've ever done was actually a Patreon episode where we kind of broke down Adam and Eve and what happened there and like whose fault it was and all that. I love being able to take these stories and kind of like talk about them like they just happened, like how we do our reactions. So what do you think about the story of Ruth and Boaz? Do you agree with her? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, let's get up off of that one. We're gonna get up off of that one. Okay, I mean, but that was it though. See, that's a perfect example of how people. I don't want to just specifically say women, because men do it too. That's a perfect example of how people water down viewpoints, how people water down scriptures, how people just can take things and water it down and literally just take away the whole meaning. That young lady, she just literally took away the whole meaning. She watered everything down, and I mean, just watered it down as if like blah blah blah. But I get it though. She's lethargic. She is romantically lethargic. She's tired. She's wore out. She said she just got out of a marriage or whatever. She said she would rewrite the whole Ruth saga, in the Bible if she had that authority. See, that's another perfect classic example of a woman trying to usurp the authority of a man. Hello, that's a perfect classic example of a woman trying to usurp the authority of a man. Let's read real quick some of the different versions of that Ruth 3:9. Look at in the New International Version. It says, "Who are you?" He asks. "I am your servant, Ruth." She says, "Spread the corner of your garment over me, since you are a guardian redeemer of our family." The New Living Translation says, "Who are you?" He asks. "I am your servant, Ruth." She replied, "Spread the corner of your covering over me, for you are my family redeemer." This is in regards to the cloak. The cloak covering, how that cloak has meaning to it when someone wants you to cover them with that cloak. When a woman wants you to cover them with that cloak, it has deeper meaning. It means like, hey, you asked to be me now. You asked to be a part of me, which I can fulfill. I can fulfill it because I am the kinsman redeemer. I'm the one that can pay your bills. I'm the one that can, take you from the level that you are on now and take you to the next level. Look, it says, "Who are you?" He asks. "I am your servant Ruth." She replies, "Spread the corner of your covering over me, for you are my family redeemer." He said, "Who are you?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, your servant. Spread your wings over your servant, for you are a redeemer." "Who are you?" he asks. "I am your servant Ruth." She replied, "Spread the corner of your garment over me, for you are a kinsman redeemer." He said, "Who art thou?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, thine handmaid. Spread therefore thy skirt over thine handmaid, for thou art a near kinsman." And he said, "Who are you?" She said, so she answered, "I am Ruth, your maidservant. Take your maidservant under your wing, for you are a close relative." So he said, "Who are you?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, your slave." Ooh, New American Standard Bible. Ooh, whoa. New American Standard Bible. So he said, "Who are you?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, your slave. Now spread your garment over your slave, for you are a redeemer." Wow. The NASB 1995 edition. He said, "Who are you?" And she answered, "I am Ruth, your maid. So spread your covering over your maid, for you are a close relative." They have a cross-reference scripture here. Let's read it. Deuteronomy 25, verse 5 through 10. Let's read. It says, "When brothers dwell together and one of them dies without a son, the widow must not marry outside the family. Her husband's brother is to take her as his wife and fulfill the duty of a brother-in-law. For her, the first son she bears will carry on the name of the dead brother, so that his name will not be blotted out from Israel. But if the man does not want to marry his brother's widow, she is to go to the elders at the city gate and say, 'My husband's brother refuses to preserve his brother's name in Israel. He is not willing to perform the duty of a brother-in-law.'" Genesis 38 and 8. Then Judah said to Onan, "Sleep with your brother's wife, perform your duty as her brother-in-law, and raise up offspring for your brother." Leviticus 25 and 25. It says, "If your brother becomes impoverished and sells some of his property, his nearest of kin may come and redeem what his brother has sold." Ruth 2 and 20. Then Naomi said to her daughter-in-law, "May he be blessed by the Lord, who has not withdrawn his kindness from the living or the dead." Naomi continued, "The man is a close relative. He is one of our kinsmen redeemers." Ezekiel 16 and 8. Then I passed by and saw, and you were indeed old enough for love, so I spread my cloak over you and covered your nakedness. I pledged myself to you, entered into a covenant with you, and you became mine, declares the Lord God. This thing is real, man. And many people may not, a lot of people don't want to hear it. Come on. A lot of people don't want to speak about it, but come on. This is why I am here. Come on. Because what is going on is that hold on. Oh, okay. Because what is going on is that, man, the truth is being revealed. There's going to come a time that, man, you're going to have to just, fess up. Come on. Oh, as far as Satan goes, Satan still is some people that, they just steal. They just, they don't even care. They not going to own up to it. Come on. And you know what? That's okay, because come on, they will. Come on. Scripture talk about every eye. Come on, every eye will see him. Come on. You're gonna have to answer to everything that you done. Come on, man. So you know what, man? We are thankful and grateful tonight, man, for everyone, all our listeners, all our viewers, man. Shout out to Black Butterfly. He said, "The fact that you have women empowerment segment says you don't bash." Man, appreciate it, brother. You uplift and empower our women. Salute, man. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, brother. Because this is what I do. I'm uplifted. All these, matter of fact, all these scriptures that I just read, all the scriptures that I just read, that's empowerment. That's letting the women know that they don't even have to wait for a man to propose to them. If they find a man that they believe that they could, hey, he could possibly be a good fit as a husband. Come on, they can go up to him and say, you know what, you know, I don't know how to say this, but come on, I like what you and your wife, you know, got going on. I want to be a part. Come on. See, this is what I'm talking about. We talk about being real. We talk about keeping it real. Some of you ladies, y'all have got to swallow your pride and and step up to the man and say, you know what, I like what I see, and I see that you love your wife, you love your kids. I don't have no man, you know what I'm saying, and I need a man to be a father to my kids. And you know what? I want to ask you right now, what can we do? Come on. Man, it'd be so many women married. It'd be so many women married till, you know, they'll try to find a way to stop them from getting married. Come on. It'd be so much cheek clapping, cheek splitting going on, and babies being birthed in the black community till the government, they'll find a way to stop all that. Come on. Because we talking about being real. Come on. The truth is, a lot of you ladies, you all will never receive the man of your dreams because your fantasies, your expectations are unrealistic. So with that being said, you're gonna have to share a man. You're gonna have to swallow your pride and say, you know what? Come on. The man of my dream does not exist, but you know what? Come on. I like the fact that, you know, you have a couple jobs, you take care of your wife, you got a house, you got nice cars. Hey, can I be a part? Come on. This is all I have to offer, and you know, I'm willing to give it over to you as long as I can take your last name. Come on. Hey, this is it. This is the world that we live in. You got to swallow your pride, ladies. Ladies, you got to swallow it up. You got, man. Okay, y'all think I'm playing, man. I'm not playing. I'm keeping it all the way. I'm keeping it all the 1,000. Ladies, you got to swallow your pride. Realize, you know, the man of my dream does not exist. I probably, I probably would not see him ever, but there are some men that's coming up in my life that, you know, that we can really do some things. You got to swallow it up.
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming?
You got to swallow up your pride, but it's at the top of the hour. I said I was going to push it to the top of the hour. We pushed it to the top of the hour. Man, hey, tune back in with us next week, man. We're going to get it popping. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to the well, I don't know. Danger just hollered at me. Danger said he totally forgot. No problem. No worries, Danger. We did our thing tonight, man. Everybody watching, go back and watch the beginning and see Dr. Sheena Gordine. Go back and see it. She's doing a great work in the city, doing a great work in the community, man. And hey, she gonna continue to keep doing her thing. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, come back, be with us next Thursday. Don't know what we got planned, but hey, we're gonna have some great plan for you next Thursday. Don't see you before Thursday. I just might pop back up. Come on now. I just might pop back up before Thursday. You never know. That's why you gotta subscribe, hit that notification bell, subscribe to our YouTube page, hit that notification bell to let you know when we are live. Absolutely. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, peace and be blessed.
Drop down, drop.
Shit is real out here.
Drop down, drop. Drop down, drop. Get it.
Yeah.
Get it. Drop down, drop.
To one of my city. Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? To one of my city, baby. Where you from? Where you from? Hop off of I-95. before we go straight to the lane. Get two shorties at the door waiting on me like they ain't gotta be. The way I be ballin', I gotta keep shooters with me like a team. I'm on that rose and shorty on Molly, my name. I get it. You say that's your girl, but she ain't here with me, boy. I know that you live it. You talk it, I live it. You do it, I did.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see King Dwayne. Man, ain't no problem, bro. We just closed the doors. Hey, we just closed the door. Hey, we just closed the doors for the night. We'll be back. We'll be back next week, but we just closed the doors for the night. All right now. Peace. Hey, peace, be blessed.
I get it. I swear that I get it. Then it's back to the money. So much money ain't enough money. And back to the honeys. Get them by the dozen, probably wait for sister cousin for I know you know the deal. So they wanna roll with me, pop it like a pill. I get fishy wetter than a seal. I'ma probably eat it like a morning meal.
219 in my city. Oh.
Where you from? Where you from? Where you from? 219 my city, baby.
Oh.
Where you from? Where you from? That you on that power. Girl, get it in. I heard you just dancing to pay for your classes. You at how you in? You in the Val. Now you stay in the Ville. Don't need no help. And I can tell that you
got your money.
Like Pepsi, let me see it. Girl, bust it open for a real nigga. I'm not back at this money. So much money, ain't enough money. And back to the honeys. Get them by the dozen, probably wait for sister cousin for I know you know the deal. Shit, pop it like a pill. I get fishy wetter than a seal. I'm about to eat it like a morning meal.
219. Yes, sir. We closing the doors. Yes, sir. $219 in my city. Get it.
Drop down, I
Get it. Get it. Get it.